When they cry, we don't want to make them cry, but Kushi ki aasu. And again, you're like, oh, it's the legendary, living legend. And you're like, hi. Likewise, madam. I'm like, thank you.
He is
cutest.
always up to something.
And I was like, I'm smiling, yay. And we're like, sorry, but thank you.
Start charging them for those highs. I won't need to make movies for the rest of my life.
They associate me with those characters. Hi, I'm Rashmika.
Hi, I'm Vikas, and you're watching us on
TellyChakkar.
Well, they say goodbyes are quite emotional, but ये वाला goodbye जिसको आज आप देखेंगे TellyChakkar पे exclusively नहीं Vishakha Pandit, it's not going to be only emotional, but बहुत यादगार है because ये एक स्टार्ट है बॉलीवुड में किसी अदाकारा की डेब्यू हो रही है विद दिस मूवी रश्मिका विकास वेलकम ऑन टेलीचक्कर एंड आई वुड से आई एम वेरी एक्साइटेड टू सी बिकॉज़ अनफॉर्चुनेटली मैं देख नहीं पाई हूँ मुझे ये गुड बाय देखना है बट देन अभी तक आई एम श्योर आपको रिस्पॉन्सेस आने तो शुरू हो ही गए होंगे फैंस के कैसा मिल रहा है लाइक हाउ एक्साइटेड आर दे फॉर दिस गॉडेस अ गुड बाय ऑफ योर्स
First of all, with what we've seen all these days, it's बहुत ही special, extremely. मतलब they're opening up their feelings and they're opening up and giving us so much love and all of that. So it's very. मतलब when they cry, we don't want to make them cry, but at the same time, we're really happy that they're crying. I sound like a sadistic.
I was just going to like कुछ sadistic thing आ रही मुझे यहाँ पे.
No, but I think it's lovely when you watch a film and you get so connected that you're actually, emoting something as an audience. So,
But it's very overwhelming. And they're loving crying, which is the best feeling
part.
that you
A
can
very
get.
weird
Right?
combination, but then that's what they're doing.
I mean, it's like when I watched E.T. and I still remember how much I cried when it took off. But you're so happy and you're crying, right? It's like that kind of a feeling.
It's Kushi ki aasu.
खुशी क्या exactly but I'm very keen to know that when you see the product out there like a completed product do you guys also like have these pinch me moments ki, oh god ye ho gaya hai this has been completed what is it like for you people
It's like that, like in a movie when you have a blank and an out and just for a second it'll come and it'll disappear, So at times you'll be saying, oh, the hoarding is up there, okay, so this thing. Then suddenly after 2 seconds of just wanting to enjoy the feeling, oh God, we haven't delivered that. Then you go on to that track. So it just comes in like minor spurts. But the best feeling is when you go there and sit in the theater and you have 200 people around you. And you get that little smirk and that little laugh and that little, and you can sense it, right? But each time you go for any movie, you can sense the mood, and that I think there's nothing that can replace that moment.
Well, I would say when I am home and if we have like this big celebrations that होता है ना जो घरों में होती है कि आज कुछ celebrate करने का मूड है, so we have these पनीर पकौड़े and साथ में जलेबी जो हम खाते होते हैं, that combination जो है ना बहुत ही अतरंगा है, but then it's something that just fit into my mouth. And when I was watching the trailer, I was like, ये तो वही वाली vibe दे रहा है, like that खट्टा मीठा वाला vibe. But then I want to laugh, I want to cry, I want to know that what went in the story and what will unfold ahead. So I have a lot of questions. But then when you having a Bollywood debut and that too with the Amitabh Bachchan and जिनको हम देखते आए हैं, how was the feeling like? Did you have your starter moment with him or you were like, hi sir, Rashmika, like how was your meeting with him?
For me, it was like, now that I've gotten this opportunity, which many people don't generally get, as in I don't think anyone has gotten as, in their debut. And I just wanted to make the best of it, and I wanted to work and be focused enough to be good enough to be in the same scene as Sir. So for me, the constant battle was that. But other than that, I think it was so lovely how warm he is. He's so genuinely nice and he's honest. He just gels in really beautifully with all of us, So it's a mixture of feelings where you're like also nervous, but at the same time you're like, hi. And again, you're like, oh, it's the legendary, living legend. And you're like, hi. So it's like both of that.
But then have you got any feedback from him? Because I'm sure that getting a feedback from others is one thing, but then getting a feedback from Amitabh Bachchan is one big thing. Have you got a feedback from him?
I think recently in a show, I was like, it was truly an honor to work with you, sir. And he's like, likewise, madam. I'm like, thank you. I think he's a man of very few words when it comes to all of that, but we know that he's truly like invested a lot in this film as all of us, and he has enjoyed his shooting process with all of us. So I think that's enough for me.
Wow. Okay. On that note, I'm very keen to know because seeing how obviously I will have my favorites, the fans will have their favorite scenes, Rashmika will have her favorites. Part कि अच्छा ये मेरे को पता है best हुआ है. आपके accordingly, what was the best part that has come out where Rashmika has enacted? Like, don't reveal too much. Like, जो आपको लगता है कि Rashmika did the best उस जगह पर? Because I'm sure you haven't even told her yet. I'm very sure about that. But that's what's
So I don't know if it's the best or not, but each time that moment comes, there's one thought that crosses my mind.
Okay.
I mean, she's called Rashmika, the whole country is like, and she gets away with everything because of her smile.
Wow.
Right? She does.
I can
right?
understand.
And for a long time in the film, she's this sadu. And then there's a point that comes that she's standing in a window and she smiles. And she's smiling and looking down. And I'm like, why did I keep this away from the audience for so long? So each time I see it, I'm like, yeah, very long while she hasn't smiled in the film. Finally,
yeah,
I like the way he's talking.
Only scene actually that we were like, okay, he's let me smile. And I was like, I'm smiling, yay!
But then, tell me one thing, because this is not like, this is Rashmika, okay? This is not like the serious girl that out there. She's like exactly like this. And Amit Bachchan is like, obviously a full bundle of a different energy, and having the other cast members, they're all very different on stage. So, unke saath, when the camera used to be like on a break, how was the camaraderie on the sets? Like, how was the madness on the sets?
I think it was exactly like how they were like brothers, sisters. I mean, like, somehow they just felt like that, the same bantering, pulling each other's leg, whacking on the head. So I used to be standing there and
we get that a lot.
It's so good to see this. And then in between, of course, the shoot stopped for long because COVID happened. And then we shot out almost after 6-8 months in Rishikesh. And we reached there, and in like no time, everybody was like exactly the same energy, And I was worried because how do you get everybody back in character after such a long break? Didn't have to do anything. In 5 seconds, there was just the same excitement. It was lovely.
But then I think I should ask you this thing. Does the senior Bachchan actually act like how people think, like, is he very intimidating, or is he very...
No.
How is he
He's
like?
The biggest prankster. He is always up to something. You have to figure out what is he up to, because he's always up to something.
कौन बना है उनके शिकार? कौन है इनका शिकार?
कोई नहीं छोड़ते. Whether it's her, whether it's our...
You also got pranked? You also got pranked by him?
Yeah.
He is up to something or the other. Because that's how he makes the set so comfortable.
And then who would have guessed that, the Amitabh Bachchan is doing all these
And
things?
the thing is, when he's pranking so you're so looking at him as this legend that you actually believe what he's saying or what he's doing is actually true. He'll go to a corner and he'll give like a smirk, and that's when you know that, oh, this was a prank, And shit, we fell into it. So he's that kind of person. It's extremely cute.
But then on that note, I'm very keen to know, because fans are loving it. Oh, you realized? now it gives me that Instagram reel vibe.
I just read there's a moment to give her a ring. So
wow, like mic drop.
And I think she dropped it on purpose.
That was the trick. That was the trick. But then, I'm very keen to know, because seeing how the fans have always given their feedback, plus, minus, whatsoever, how much does their feedback actually affect your people's work? Because fans are what actually makes an actor, because that's how you guys keep growing and you know what is their takeaway. So, unka feedback aapke kaam pe kitna affect karta hai?
See, first of all, when you get a script, I think it's just to your knowledge what you think would be interesting to you. It is what your gut says, and through the shooting process, of course, how much work you put in the script, right? So you never know the outcome of a film unless and until you actually put it out there. So it's all like, okay, our baby, we've delivered and we've given it to you. If you like it, if you don't like it, that's on you. But of course, like, I think as a personality is something which will truly affect people, the fans, because also people out there, the audiences know that this is a film.
Yes.
You can't make or break a person with a film. It's their personality what makes or breaks the person. So for us, luckily with this film, we've received so much love, because every time we walk into a screen, there's like people crying and laughing and crying. It's like they're also confused what they're feeling. They're crying, they're coming and hugging us, and they're laughing and crying with us, and we're like, sorry, but thank you.
There's this moment I was sitting with somebody who was watching the film, and he was laughing. And then one moment came where this guy is running, and that guy's always done the funny pun. The moment that guy ran for those 3 seconds, the cousin, he just burst out laughing. He burst out laughing, but this time that run wasn't for a comedy, it was for the most serious moment. and you have to see like he laughed 3.5 laughs and like, oh god, this is not supposed to be that a laughing moment. Now how do I track back into? It's because I laugh and the crying and the laugh is coming like one iota of second away.
I like how you like 3.5 laugh, like not even second, 3.5 laugh. But then, you know, seeing how the fans will keep dropping their plus and minus for you people, what has been your takeaway from the movie? Because I'm sure you have a lot of moments that you feel, okay, these are special, these are special. What has been your takeaway?
What I've realized with this film is that people want to see something, you know, the audiences are waiting to see or watch a film which is connecting to them, which is making them feel emotions, which is making them feel like this is ours, you know. So when all these people walk up to me and they're like, we want to see so much more of you, we want to see you in this way, thank you for doing this as your first in Hindi and all of that. So you start realizing ki, okay, now I've done the right choice, but henceforth I need to do something which people have been coming and telling me.
Yes.
You know, because their opinions matter. So now the way I look at my scripts or my films will change a little, looking at the reviews of this film. So yeah, I think every choices you make, every step you take sort of like leads to the step that you have to take next.
And then they also recognize you by all your character names. And
Yeah,
you know, I'm sure.
which is the most lovely feeling, because as an actor, that's what I strive for. Like, I love it when people are so connected with my characters that they associate me with those characters. Me as a personality is one thing, but if they're able to call me Tara today, I know that the character Tara has touched their hearts. So I'm like, I'm glad.
I think I should ask him one very funny question, because मेरे साथ ये बहुत होता है, because people know out there that I get to interview actors and they send me their personal request कि हमारे तरफ से ये message देना and all that. So did anyone from all the crush wagon that she has, like a huge box of people out there, like a room of people, did anyone say, sir, हमारे इधर से hi बोलना, उनको बोलना अच्छा किया है?
If I start charging them for those highs, I won't need to make movies for the rest of my life.
Now he has a side business already. He already has a side business.
I will not. अच्छा ठीक है, बैंक में डाला.
ये मेरा GPay number है. I totally like the side business ये वाला. Okay. What are your parting words? Because I'm very sure that for me, it is like on the bucket list to be watching this one for the week at least. What are the fans that, you know, what next? Where and how do we connect with Goodbye and the team?
Well, Goodbye is with you finally. We really hope that you like it. Sadly, I have to say that I hope you cry. But I don't want you to cry, so only love to you. I'm not a sadistic person at all.
You have to smile on it like, sadly I have to say that you please cry. That's all.
Yeah, please cry. Should I sound so mean?
I think it's okay. I would still laugh and cry both, but for this one, and I'm really hoping that Goodbye becomes the new start for you in Bollywood, because the fans are expecting a lot. I'm expecting a lot. Thank you for joining me here on TellyChakkar.
Thank you so much.
Well, this is me, Vishakha, Pandit, signing off for now, and that was Rashmika Mandanna and Vikas Bahl for you people. Don't forget to watch Goodbye and please cry and laugh.
And don't wear that mascara when you go for the movie.
I will still wear it because I like blue. Thank you so much. Know all about the Telly world by subscribing to TellyChakkar's YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated to our new videos.